Well, good morning, everyone. I'm here with you this morning with another rough and dirty video, and what I mean by that is I'm just recording it live and I'm not going to edit it at all, so I hope that is okay. Anyway, here we go. So last week I decided that I was going to move in from my old journal, which is this journal, and which was like super thick and had a lot of stuff in it until I took out what I needed to move on to the next journal, which was this size. So this is a single-use journal that I generally send out to people. I've done a video about this particular journal called the Devotee before, and basically it's meant to sort of take with you on a weekend to write or something similar to that, like very short-term usage. But I'm not that kind of girl. Some girls are, but I decided, like, practice what I preach and move into one of these and see what it feels like. So this is actually a review of the product, the single-use journal made by Daneeta the maker. A review of the product by Daneeta, the user. Okay, so this is my user experience of my own product. So anyway, let's just get started. So the first thing I want to talk about is how I sort of added to the journal, and I'll talk about it when we get to those specific points. But if you see here, I added like quite significantly to the journal since the last time I showed this journal to you guys. So the first thing I wanted to say about it, though, are the three pockets. So if I turn it around like this, like I'm going to eat a sandwich, there are three pockets so that I have access to without even opening the journal. So this is the first pocket, so I'm going to pull the contents out of the first pocket, and I will talk about that quickly. So contents of the first pocket. So first thing, and I'm going to stand up just to make sure that you guys can see this. All right, so this is basically my rituals, and I have a bunch of rituals that I try to do every day, and it comes from my Bible. This is my Bible here that I make, and I will do a video of the whole Bible soon, but I did indeed do a video about the rituals earlier. So I try to live by these rituals daily, and the reason why I try to do that is because it keeps me on track for doing what I love doing most of the day, most of the time, that I am in control of my time. So if I choose to prioritize these rituals over everything else, then I will spend the majority of my time doing these things. So anyway, I go through and I mark as I go through the day. Usually I do this in the morning, and I mark the previous day. So next thing is I like to draw every day, and if I don't get a chance to draw every day, but like, look, you guys, this is my drawing. So, but if I don't get a chance to draw every day, then I will work on this Zentangle. So just to say that the drawing and the Zentangle all come back to rituals, because one of my rituals is to make art. So if I work on the Zentangle or if I draw, then I'm making art. And another ritual is to meditate. Working on a Zentangle is just like meditating. And to some extent, doodling is just like meditating. So these are just things, like I said, that I try to do every day. So another thing that I try to do every day is I try to make a journal of what I call the Journal of Pain and Movement. And the Journal of Pain and Movement all comes back to a health plan. And if you don't have a health plan, I would totally recommend to get one. And what I did is I planned a health plan for a 1 year out. This 1 year from about 8 months ago. So let's say 1 year out, 5 years out, 10 and 20. And I recently added 30, 40, and 45 years out, because I believe the singularity is going to come at that point and we'll all be alive forever. Anyway, So the 1 year out, which I'm in right now, I'm very early in the process, is the structural alignment. So in the 5 years strength, 10 is build, 20 is transform. But let's just go back to the 1 year, which is structural alignment. So here is, like I said, my journal of movement and pain, and this just says like what I did and how I feel physically. Like I've had some pain in my ovaries. No, we don't want to talk about that. So anyway, inside of this are some things that I can do, some physical things that I can do. So the first thing is some HIITs, high intensity interval training, and I have different HIITs. Like this is a HIIT if I'm doing outside on my own, where I can do burpees, Superman, sumo squats, plank with mods, and circle kicks. If anybody wants to know more about HIITs and what I do, you can hit me up on Facebook, because I have a lot of stuff about that. And this is a 75-minute basic class on yoga, and honestly, you guys, this is a double hitter as well in terms of rituals, because yoga is not just about having a great butt, but it's about like preparing yourself to meet God, basically. If you want to use the Christian sense, it's just about preparing yourself for nirvana. I mean, so it's a physical and it's a mental thing. Anyway, that's the first pocket. Wowie kazowie. We haven't even opened up the freaking journal yet. Okay, next is the second pocket. Whoa, let's have a look at what's in the second pocket. Well, something says Earl Grey here. That's a bit weird. And then something I threw in at the last minute. Okay. Here we go. Well, I just threw this in at the last minute. It's just a journal card, and what I do is I just take an image that I like, and then I sew around it, put a blank card on it, and then I can, sort of write a short story or put ideas on it, or even just a list. So I liked that image, and again, this is a bunch of sort of journal cards. So here's one about that has a watch on it. So if I'm like stuck and I don't know what to journal about, or I don't know what to write about, or if I'm looking for an idea or something, I can look at this watch and it might remind me of something. I can also put a really nice word on the back of this, or a nice message to myself, like, you've got this. Okay, here is something weird. I just kind of blocked out words and made this: a day crescent clouds brought flow, I no longer felt afraid. And so that's just a little poem I made by just blocking stuff out. And then on the back of that is just another blank place to write if I get an opportunity to write. And then here is just a blank sheet of paper. Okay, where were we? Let's see, third. This is going to take so long, you guys. I hope my thing is still recording. I'm going to check after this. Okay. Okay, y'all, I've been really getting into lately lists. So here's a little collage that I did, and on the back of this is a list of my 10 favorites. So I do a bunch of 10 favorites, but this one just happens to be, because there's flowers on the back, my 10 favorites edible flowers, because I've really been into gardening recently, and the first one is hibiscus. So this is, sort of a list. Here's a list that, here's a prompt about chocolate. I could write anything about it. I could put a list on it. Here's a sort of question, existential question to ask myself: what if everything is a gift? I've sort of been pondering that recently. And this is, a really short story. Okay. All right. So, and let's see, that was it for the, for what's inside of those 3 pockets. Now you can see that it's gotten considerably smaller, the journal. So just making sure that yes, we are seriously filming. Okay. If I open this up, guys, we're just going to go left, okay? So here is, sorry, I had to drink some of my iced coffee. here is sort of last week. Last week. So when I showed this to you guys before, it was blank. So this is just basically what happened during the week, you know, sort of what definitely happened during the week. We see that there was a full moon on Wednesday, and there's nothing here because honestly I just passed out on that night. I just don't know what was going on, but I kind of do know what was going on, but that's for another video. Anyway, then if we continue to flip left, haha, then we get over here, which is changed as well, because before I had the August and September, and then I just moved the August to my previous journal, because now I'm in September, so I don't need to look at August anymore. If I want to look at August, I can go back to my previous journal. Okay, so and I covered up what was underneath the August because I didn't like that. But this is the original. This little black bit around the black border is the original, and the circle is my own that I drew, and then it's what I call an altered photocopy. So I'm pulling out this other altered photocopy. So this says to meditation. So okay, great, yeah, meditation. Let's put that there. And this one, oh, if I open this up, what does this say? Oh yeah, this says Black Lives Matter, BLM. Okay, dig it, people, BLM. Need to say more. Okay, here we go. So then we push over and let's flip left again. So here's the next week. So I've just written it out. I haven't put the moon thingies in, the phases of the moon in, so I need to do that. And honestly, I can't remember where I put the phases of the moon stuff. Oh yeah, now I remember, but that's for later. Okay, so then I've got this butterfly, and I've been just having this, you know, I have this obsession with butterflies and flowers, but basically butterflies because, you know, metamorphosis. Let me pull this over to the middle. So this kind of pulls out. Well, okay, first it flips up, and then I have here, Dear Goddess, help me to remember only the good things. So that's a prayer, and you can see this is all a work in progress. Like, I'm still working on this. I don't know what colors I'm going to use. Well, I kind of know what colors I'm going to use, but I'll end up doing things like this, you know, or whatever. So, and then here's another list, which is intended for me to list out all of the good things, so that not only am I praying to the goddess to help me remember only the good things, but I'm also taking action, which is to write out the good things. Well, I haven't written out anything yet, but this is sort of like a work in progress right now, and that's what I wanted to just impress upon everyone, is that these journals, you know, are constantly a work in process until you know, sort of put an end to them and say, that's it, I'm done with this journal. So then this pulls out, and when this pulls out, you can see still see the butterfly here, and then what I have is my big list of wins, which I showed you guys last time, and I wrote out a new journal, and then I guess I can just say, like, some of my good list of wins is good living situation. I was COVID ready. I have girlfriends. I have my family. You know, obviously Patrick is there too, but I don't want to show you here because it's some private stuff. Anyway, so we flip up here, and then what's in this little flippy outy thing that I also added that I think I showed you guys last week? Well, the contents is a prayer flower, and you guys know what my prayer flowers are, right? I made these, and I've given some of these away to you guys. I didn't write this in the back because I wanted this to be sort of, you know, I could choose flexible. I could choose whichever I wanted to pray for. So if I wanted to pray for world peace, world peace, world peace, world peace, I could do that. But if I also wanted to, you know, say a mantra like, I am loved, I am loved, I am loved, I am loved, I could do that as well. So that's the prayer flower, and then this is the heart meditation. And what this is that you hold this in your hand, and you think about love and happiness. I think about love and happiness, and once I have a clear picture a clear image of love and happiness. I put this against my heart and I take 3 breaths. And now I have meditated on love and happiness, and bam, you know, I can sort of mark off on my rituals list that I have meditate, it's 6, so I can mark that one off. Then I flip the prayer flower. Oh, there's another butterfly. Ah, surprise, surprise. Okay, and this is sort of Alice Blanchet. We talked about her last week, who's the first narrative film director, not female or male, but first period. And as you guys know, I'm trying to finish off my film, Homeland Wetlands, so I just sort of did some journaling around that, just like some brainstorming, big topics, what I need to finish my film. Watch what I have. I need to make a shot list. I need to brainstorm. I need to location scout. I need casting and logistics. So anyway, that I progressed on that quite a bit, not just here, but on the to-do list for my company as well. So this is also helping me a lot with my company. And then I just wanted to point out here, I'm not going to show you guys how I manage my finances. I will do that, but only to my private Patreon members, but I wanted to remind you to manage your finances on a regular basis, like manage them every day, like every day. Okay, let's see. Sometimes I'm like, how the fuck does this go? Okay, nope. Okay, now if we sort of look behind, here. One thing that I try to do in all of my journals is I try to use trash and things that I find and things that people give to me. So here is a good example of that. I mean, my husband drinks so much Earl Grey tea, and I throw so many of these away a week. And so I thought to myself, how can I utilize these? So I decided to, test this out, and I used it as a little pocket here, and pull it out, and da-da-da, there's another butterfly. But on the back of this is also a sunshine. I wish I would have made this a flip out, actually, now that I think about it. And I might be able just to, sometimes depending on the glue I use, this is tape, double-sided tape, okay. Sometimes depending on that, I can pull it off, okay. Holiday time, okay. What does holiday time mean? Well, I'm going to read you a story about that, but during holiday time, we do things like wake up early, exercise, breakfast, we art, we walk, we hike, we climb, we swim, we go to museums, parks, we picnic in parks, we play tennis, we drink red wine, and the list goes on. If I flip this up, then there is this short essay about what holiday time is, and I'm not going to read it out to you because whatever, but I will hold it here so that if you want to read it, you can stop the video now and read it. So there you go, holiday time. Okay, I'm going to flip back, and now I'm going to show you what's under the flower. So the last butterfly. So I showed you all this the last time, and I progressed with the bee here. Now I just pulled that thing off that wasn't working, and I popped a sun circle on there, and I did a border, and I glued everything down just to say, like, get it done, girl. Okay, and then in the middle, I think I showed you guys this before, which is like this. I tried to do the similar thing that I did before with coming up with a poem, but I ended up with this little essay on New Orleans. So entirely free New Orleans was blue or green. The streets, I spend half of every day in parks except for Jackson, French Quarter, anyway, it didn't work, but it got me thinking about what do I love about New Orleans. And so I started to write out a list of that. Lists are good, y'all. Lists are good. Okay, and opening this up, and I'm going to address this in a minute, but here I just started to write myself and to work myself a new sort of mantra: keep your eye not upon the trouble, but on the assistance. Okay, that's great. All right, so then I open this up, and what's inside is like a bunch of circles. All right, and if you're going, oh, I made this envelope, blah, 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 a bunch of circles. And if you're like, why do you have a bunch of circles here? Well, there's a circle there, there's a circle there, and I'm telling you we're going to come across many more circles. Okay, now, moving on. I'm just dragging ass here. Okay, so now we get to the notebook section, and I had this set up as like a little pocket. Actually, to be honest with you, I didn't. The glue came undone here, and I realized that's what these folks do, is when the glue comes undone, they call it a tuck or a pocket. So here's a little tuck, and there's me, and flower, as in flower power. And then here is a sunset in Thailand that gives me so many memories I can't even begin to tell you. But these are also like memory cards where all I have to do, I make them for myself and I just look at it, and it gives me like 6-7 memories, which I can then expand out possibly into a story or an essay. Okay, and then here's a message to myself: be the woman who has everything for next to nothing. I don't know what that means, but it seemed like the right thing for me to do. All right, I'm finishing off my iced coffee before we get into the notebook section. Iced coffee done. All right, this is the notebook section. So here is when I just kind of write what's going on. So I do like, there's, written stuff. There's Zen tangles. There's, sort of the greatest indicator of success you have is the amount of joy in your life. There's collages. So there's all kinds of stuff like that. There's, and there's like big, sort of waste not, want not. My grandma used to tell me that all the time, y'all, and she just like hammered it into my head, and it was the greatest gift she gave me. Okay, and these are just, sort of like I said, just going on. And then we get to here, and this is like another flip out. So this is the last one, and it's a flip out, and it's like some green kombucha tea, because I'm writing a story called COVID Ready, and that's how I was ready for the zombie apocalypse when COVID happened, but I didn't realize it was going to be this slow-moving apocalypse. Okay, then we move on to the dragonfly, and my own design, and I printed it out on photo paper just to see what it looked like, and then I collaged it onto here. And I open this up, and then these are just some things that I'm working on. Like, I want to like have a bunch of these, like on the back it says, have a cookie, or you are loved. And then when somebody's really sad, I can be like, oh, have a cookie, have a cookie. I mean, it could be just really funny. And then here is the thanks. So obviously I'm thanks for neighborhoods, and I'm thankful for Patrick. I'm thankful for more things, but I have a massive thanks list in my Bible, but because I'm Daneeta the maker as well, I'm thinking, oh, maybe I could put a thanks list in other people's things, and they would, that would be something that I could add to the single-use journal, is like this list of things that you're thankful for, because honestly, when you write a list, you're just like, oh my God, I'm so blessed. I have so many amazing things in my life. And here's just another list, which is, 10 favorite places. So these are just my favorite places, and these places sort of give me, 10 people I'm thankful for. These places sort of give me comfort, and also give me prompts if I want to do writing prompts. Okay, coming over here, I've got an envelope, and inside of this envelope is a book of learning. So it has like a bunch of stuff that I'm learning about. Some of it has to do with spirituality, some of it has to do with cooking. I mean, it's like random stuff. And then you flip this up, and here's like more collaging, writing space, and then also here's the pelican, which is a pouch, which I really love. And so this is a collage pocket. Make a collage out of the contents. Make another. Swap out one piece with a new piece. Swap out every piece. Do whatever you want. Hide secret notes to yourself. This is yours. Hugs. Okay, and then there's a bunch of collage pieces that you can like sort of try to make a collage out of. Oh my God, putting this back together again. I'm gonna have to watch this video in reverse. Okay, and then lastly, we just flip out to a whole new envelope that I added when I started using this as Daneeta the user, and that was primarily so that I could have this pocket. If you remember, that's my third pocket, but there's also this secret pocket here that honestly, y'all, I have totally forgot about, which is this one. So in this secret pocket is this blank sheet, which is an official Zentangle sheet, and I really think I told you guys that that is kind of how I started my journey with making stuff and journaling and art journaling and everything. It started with Zentangle, so hats off to Zentangle. And then a little note to myself: create a constant narrative, a specific story. So that's where I am with you with this journal, you guys, and I will come back to you to let you know how things are going with it, and how I'm getting along with it, and how I'm adding and subtracting and taking away. And if you yourself want one of these journals, just go look me up, get in touch. Planet Daneeta, Patreon Planet Daneeta, and thanks a lot, you guys, for watching this ridiculously long video. I feel like I've been babbling forever. Bye.